Hello, everyone. So, welcome to the next live webinar by Orange Click. My name is Augustus, and today we will have a guest which is specializing in logistics and freight forwarding for Amazon sellers. And before I continue, don't forget if you're here, click subscribe button on the YouTube channel if you're watching on this platform, so that you get notifications of upcoming videos we are uploading and streaming. So today my guest is Amit from Rosenthal Logistics,
Yeah,
and nice to meet you. Nice to see you here.
pleasure, my friend.
So Amit is representing the company Rosenthal Logistics, which is in your logo. It says since 1937. So can you tell a little bit the story? Is it obviously it's not your company, but is it your family's company?
Yeah, so first of all, nice to meet everybody. Yeah, of course, this is not like this company established by my late grandfather in 1937, and it's passing generation by generation. And now me and my brother basically running the company totally. But I can say that from 1937 we handled logistics, and honestly, like I suck logistics from the day I was born. Like all my life I was around logistics, so you can say. And yeah, today, like let's say that we are fully on freight forwarding since 99, 99, and ever since we are only freight forwarding. We handle only freight forwarding ever since. And let's say from end of 2017, we opened a sub company started for Amazon seller specific, and we grow and grow, and now it's becoming a sub company in his own terms. And yeah, now I'm running the Amazon site and the e-commerce site, and my brother running the freight forwarder for general cargo for import and export to Israel and from Israel.
All right. And in terms of Amazon and serving Amazon sellers and maybe e-commerce industry,
Yeah.
what locations are you specializing in serving with your freight forwarding services?
Yeah, so we are trying to. It's hard to say we are trying to specialize in every area, but in e-commerce in general, we are trying to focus on Amazon sellers, of course, and this is not something related to Rosenthal or any other freight forwarding company. We can say that 90% of the cargo going by private label sellers are coming from China, mainly to United States. Of course, we are doing also freight forwarding to Canada, to US, to Europe, all over Europe, Australia. I didn't do a lot of shipment to India or to Mexico, but we also can handle it. And now there is also Amazon Singapore. So yeah, we are trying to deliver our service to wherever area the sellers are going to. And doesn't matter, by the way, if it's going to directly to FBA or going to 3PL warehouse. As long as it's for Amazon sellers, we are trying to do our best to serve our clients.
All right. So those who are watching us live right now, please write your questions in the comments below. But first of all, Amit, can you run us through this? So at the moment is 1st of April 2020. It's
Yeah.
still nobody knows what's happening with all these crises around the world. Can you run us through the timeline? What was happening with the shipping services and in your business, probably something already started to be worrying probably in November, December, right? Can you just run us through last 4 months?
Yeah. So let's start from the beginning. You know, the coronavirus, let's say, erupted around I think mid of January 2020, really close to the annual vacation of the Chinese people. And you know, in the end of 2019, we in our company tried to do a forecast. You know, what is going on, what will be the revenue each month, and so on. of course, everything changed dramatically because of the virus. And why? Because again, 90% of the cargo going to Amazon sellers by private label are manufactured in China. So we were in huge hurry and very busy, close to the Chinese New Year. But then the rumors of the coronavirus, so then nobody knows really what does it mean and what is going on, started to erupt there. So once the Chinese finished their job and went to the annual vacation, then really things started to go crazy. And then there was rumor that the Chinese people need to be in full quarantine. So nobody knows what will be going on because nobody knows when they will come back for their factories. Nobody knows when they're going back to works in general. So we were really out. We were really trying to figure out what is going on. And then I think the Chinese people in general usually trying to be optimistic. Okay, so everybody say no, it's not very bad. Everything will be okay. We will resume work normally. But let's say I can generally say that from mid February they resume to work like slowly. Okay, but they resume to work. And for factories that we could collect cargo from factories that there was cargo ready already, okay, not on production, cargo ready before the annual vacation of the Chinese people, so we could collect them and send it out. But the main issue is for new cargo needed to be manufactured instead of being ready, I don't know, around mid-February. So now it's started to be ready, and cargo was able to collect around mid-March. So we had about a month of almost no traffic at all. But now factories, I can say almost 90% in production line. So now things started to go in a good direction, but now there is all the amendment by Amazon that we couldn't open a new shipping plan until April 5th. And now the issue with the last mile delivery of FBA sellers, which taking sometimes for different categories, around 30 days. So this again affect a lot the sellers and the sellers affect us, of course, because now everybody afraid. They didn't know what to do. They didn't know if to send the cargo to United States. They didn't know if to leave the cargo in China and wait for a week or 2 weeks. So again, everything now delay, but hopefully things will get better soon.
Mhm. And how do shipping rates changed in the last 3 months? Is it still the same prices, or it's more expensive to ship products now? Or?
Yeah. So the main issue that happened, of course, and this is nothing to do with logistics, that almost there is no flight around the world anymore, almost at all.
Mhm.
So if we consider about logistics now, around 70 to 75% of all cargo worldwide, okay, going by commercial airline, meaning if you now as a person fly from China to United
Mhm.
States, so there is the person of course on the board and there is cargo putting on board, okay? So now when there is no commercial flight, all the cargo move to carrier like DHL, FedEx, UPS, and so on, which have their own fleet and only use a freighter. Okay, freighter meaning a aircraft specialized for cargo. Okay,
Mhm.
so I can say definitely that the air freight increased maybe to the highest ever. Okay. Just to give you a quick, okay, like the rate for Air Express, okay, the rate for Air Express was around 5.5, $6 per kilo. Now the rate can easily go to $8 per kilo. We are trying to handle some big business of hand sanitizer and mask. Everybody wants to ship mask, of course. So the rate approximately $10 to $12 per kilo. This is like really
Wow.
almost 3 times the rate that we could easily get before the crisis. So in regard to logistics, the air freight increased really dramatically, and the sea freight, I can say, relatively stayed the same.
But sea freight, it was functioning during all these times because ships still need to travel 1 month or so, right?
Yeah. It's still going as regular, but the main issue is that some ports worldwide, let's say the vessel coming from China, so there is Chinese worker on the vessel. So some ports, like in Israel, there was ports that didn't want to receive the vessel and operate and unload containers because they were afraid there is Chinese people or people from Thailand or crew, wherever. So now everybody has a corona. So corona is all over the world. So there is an issue with the port itself, okay? But let's say the main ports, like in United States, which is the LA port, Long Beach, and New York port, and in UK, let's say Felixstowe, okay, they are the main ports. So things go quite smooth because the ports are the key for for products coming into each country. It doesn't matter which one. So the government trying to at least operate the ports regularly.
Hmm. Are there any kind of restrictions to keep in mind for Amazon sellers ordering shipment right now? Maybe some goods I don't know. Are there any kind of restrictions, or it's as usual?
The only restriction now is by Amazon itself. They put a
Okay, that they don't
category
allow.
cargo
Hmm.
that only now allowed to ship or open a new shipping plan. But from the logistics side, there is no restriction. The customs doesn't do more inspection because of the virus, because the virus do not at least appear to transfer by cargo, okay, only by humans.
Hmm.
So there is no issue in that regard. But if we discuss about the amendment by Amazon, okay, for open new shipping plans, so I can say definitely that the past day or 2 days, a lot of sellers approach us and advise us that now they are able to open the new shipping plan. So I can definitely suggest for sellers to double check now if they couldn't open a shipping plan the day before. Maybe now Amazon will let them to open the shipping plan. I think it's a good news for everybody.
Hmm. And so I'm thinking about this. Is it worth now to ship by flight, right? How it's called? Freight flight?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, it's all depend on the needs of the client. I'm trying to suggest not to ship it by air again because eventually the sellers need to have profit. Okay, with the rates now going by air, there is almost non-profit or even loss by the sellers. Okay, so each seller doing their own math. Okay, better to stay out of inventory, which is something that we never ever even we dream about, or is it worth to send now, I don't know, 10 carton, or I don't know, 10% of the cargo or 20% of the cargo ready to ship it by air and the other cargo to split and ship it by sea? I think usually this is the best solution we try to provide the customer, because if a customer have, I don't know, 50 cartons, 100 cartons, 500 cartons, ship all by air express now, you just throw money to the garbage.
Hmm. Yeah. Neil says that Amazon is accepting only PPE. I'm not sure what does it mean in the US. No regular goods. So some of your clients are probably ordering shipments in US and Europe to third-party to the third-party warehouses, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Do you see certain maybe warehouse networks which people are using, or it depends on the seller themselves?
So yeah, first of all, yeah, because of the amendment by Amazon that you cannot open a new shipping plan until the April 5th. So there was a huge movement, okay, from sellers sending directly to Amazon, when of course the cost will be the lowest, okay. I'm talking about freight wise, okay, container going from China directly to Amazon. So now they need to go to a 3PL warehouse. There is, of course, cost there, and then eventually we'll send it to Amazon. Okay, so there was a huge movement for sellers going from to send directly to FBA center, going to 3PL warehouse. We are working with a third party. We are having two warehouses. We are working directly, one in Dallas area and one in Los Angeles. All depend on the client needs, the rates and everything. But definitely, I think, and this is something that I always suggest to our clients, definitely, in my belief, better to move the cargo to 3PL warehouse in the States. And at least once Amazon opened the possibility for new shipping plan, at least the cargo will be already in United States and not need now to move it from China, which can take at least a month or so. So, if the cargo stay now in United States, in wherever 3PL warehouse, then once you can open the shipping plan, you can move it to Amazon FBA center in 2, 3, 4 days. So you will have a huge advantage comparing to other sellers in the same category. So I think this is a good suggestion for sellers, even though they cannot open now new shipping plan, at least move the cargo directly to the States or to UK or Europe or wherever your final destination is.
And do you, so what is your load? Let's say 1 year ago, what was your kind of load from Amazon sellers shipping goods? Is it now much less, or still Amazon sellers were trying to make sure that they are getting goods from the factories, which you said opened up about 1 month ago, right? And
listen, we are it's a tricky question because we as a company grow as well, so we have much more customer now than we had a year ago. Okay, but in general, yeah, I think now, like in the next week or so, we're gonna see a booming of new shipping and new shipment going from China to the US. First of all, because now a lot of goods started to be ready for pickup after the crisis in China of the coronavirus, and second, because of the shipping plan that should be open in April 5th. I don't know to say if it's going to happen or not, but seems that now things got started to go okay by Amazon. Again, as I advise to you, that some plans advisors that can open a shipping plan that they wasn't able to do, but who knows what's going to happen in 5 days from now? Only Amazon.
Mantas is asking, do you know how difficult it is to send lithium-based batteries to US from Europe? Like, is it better by air, by sea?
Yeah, so this is general question. Doesn't matter where does it going from. Lithium batteries can go by air, only by freighter. So again, now this is the only option anyway. So yeah, and by sea is no problem. Usually for batteries, the supplier must provide MSDS, which is the material data sheet, okay? And this we approach and provide to the carrier, and carrier accept it or not, depend on the carrier itself. But in general, now the only option is to send it by air. In any way, it's going by freighters. So this is the only solution anyway. And by sea, usually lithium batteries should not be a problem. And again, doesn't matter the location, if it's going to China to US or to Europe to US, doesn't matter. It's a general question.
So what you're saying that in the past, the packages were sometimes put in the passenger flights and in the cargo flights, but now it's only cargo flights. So does it mean that these cargo companies, they're also overwhelmed? They have too much customers, right?
Listen, they are a huge company in every period of time, okay? DHL, UPS, FedEx are one of the biggest companies in the world. But now there is such a chaos and too much volume. I can tell you for sure the main problem now doesn't matter if you have 200 kilo, 2 ton, 10 ton. The main issue now is to find space in aircraft, because there is such a demand, for air cargo and such low space. So there is a really huge problem now with finding space. Sometimes, if we discuss about, let's say, UPS or DHL or FedEx, their priority service usually it's about 2 to 4 days from departure. Okay, doesn't matter again if it's going from China to US or China to UK. Now sometimes the goods can stay at the DHL or FedEx or UPS warehouse a week or 10 days until it even depart, okay, from the origin. So what sellers used to what sellers used to familiar with regarding transit time, that the goods have been picked up, let's say tomorrow, and 4 or 5 days from today the goods are at Amazon. Today is not the situation. The sellers must consider the issue of delays in air shipment. Must.
Judy is asking, I think we talked about this. What's the situation in terms of logistics if movement is restricted to only essential goods? So yeah, basically what you already said, that Amazon is not accepting non-essentials at the moment, but in terms of freight forwarding, you can ship anything as before, right? Like there is no restriction.
Doesn't matter. There doesn't matter the port. The port handle the cargo the same. They don't know if it's going to Amazon or non-Amazon. The port authorities. So you can ship whatever you want, as long, if we're talking about sellers to Amazon, as long, of course, as Amazon accepting it. But yeah, you can say even non-sessions, no problem.
Or you ship to a third-party warehouse at the moment and do FBM, fulfillment by merchant, right?
A lot of cargo, a lot.
And another issue, what you said, is that if you are shipping by year, most likely there will be a delay before your goods are shipped out, right?
Big delays, and again, believe me, Augustus, it doesn't matter if it's Rosenthal or other freight forwarding company, because eventually, who handled the cargo eventually, it's the carriers, okay? It's DHL, FedEx, and UPS. We as a freight forwarding company, maybe, let's say if Augustus will approach, just for the example, DHL, okay, for a 500 kilo shipment, so maybe they give you basic rate, okay? If we handle, of course, more cargo, so we will get better buying rate, okay? So this is the advantage of freight forwarding, okay? But eventually the cargo handled by the carrier itself, and now there is huge delay with the carriers because of the huge demand they have now to ship around the world.
Actually, yeah, it's a good point that I think I wanted to ask about this. What's the difference between shipping directly with a carrier and shipping with a company like yours? It feels like you are a third-party company. Why should I pay you? But basically, you are, how to say, consolidating all the shipments, and it makes cheaper for everyone.
I think there is two main issues why to work with freight forwarders. And again, if we are discussing now about sellers in Amazon, so there is, a freight forwarding company, each country. I don't know, in Israel there is few, in the United States, of course, there is few, in China there is a lot. But eventually, the advantage of working with professional freight forwarders is that I can say definitely the sellers in Amazon have almost zero knowledge about logistics in general. Whatever you're gonna say to them, they say okay, because it doesn't have any knowledge about it and any experience. So I think a good freight forwarder need to direct you, okay, to whatever solution can optimize your shipping plan and optimize your final cost eventually. In every business, doesn't matter if now it's logistics or pharma or whatever, eventually it's working between people, okay? So I think another thing which is very important is that you have a partner, okay? Logistics partner, not just a logistics provider, but logistics partner, which can guide you and direct you, again, to optimize your shipping plan. So this is one issue. And the second issue, and this is the main reason why freight forwarder even exist, okay? That we as a freight forwarder have much more volume, okay, to consolidate. So usually we get better rates if you're going to, as a personal customer, to a carrier directly.
And talking about yours, like freight forwarder services, let's say Rosenthal's. So how far do you help? Let's say I want to import a certain product from China to Europe. Will you help me with like certificates, or will you like probably when you create a shipment, you need to know all the certificates if they exist. And so do you go so far and consult the seller if he has enough, all the papers necessary, or you just, how does it work?
Yeah, 100%. Listen, Augustus, this is something that I can tell about myself, but I think maybe our clients can tell this better about me. Okay, I try to take each shipment and each customer personally, and we have more than 800 customers. And again, everybody that know me know that I'm taking things personally. Okay, if something went wrong, and in logistics, a lot of time things get wrong. So I take these things personally and trying to be involved in almost everything. Okay. In terms of consulting clients, yeah, we are definitely consulting clients. I can give you example, toys products, okay, needed a special certificate like STM, CPC, tracking labels, okay, we're trying to guide our clients. I can give you now example that we are sending a hand sanitizer to the United States, huge volume. There is so many certificates needed to issue by the supplier, by the shipper, by the customer in order to release it from customs. So honestly, I'm working almost 14 hours a day just on this cargo, just to give you an example on how much things are going back office, that the customer really don't understand in order to ship the goods and release it efficiently from the customs. And again, doesn't matter customs in the US or UK, there is restriction and different things needed to be applied, okay, for each country. But in general, yeah, Rosenthal and me as the company owner and my crew, of course, and my colleagues, trying to support our clients in every measure needed.
Okay, we have a question about how much do you help? So, do you help with customs clearance, for example, for finished goods in countries like India, Mexico, where the import regulations are stricter?
Yeah, so in India and Mexico, the main issue is not the customs, that the seller need to have his own company there in order to release from customs. So in this case, we are not assist, okay, because we are not, like, each seller need to have his own company, okay. But if I take other countries, for example, yeah, we're doing custom clearance. We're doing from point A to Z, okay. Like we pick up the cargo from the supplier, and we send the goods up until the FBA warehouse or 3PL warehouse or wherever, including tracking, custom clearance, and so on.
Okay. Pauline is asking, she heard that USA will be waiving the import fees for a while. Is it true?
I don't think so.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
Any
think so.
kind of suggestions for sellers you've heard, like that maybe, yeah, some fees are waived somewhere by someone,
Yeah.
some discounts?
So maybe it's a good idea to do some to like the main issue is now there was the trade war between China to United States. Okay, this was the news, let's say, in the logistics world in 2019. Okay, that there was all the time additional tariff applied for additional products. Okay, so what would happen that there was a product that being applied by 15%, and there was a product applied by 25%. Okay, so the product applied by the 25% still same issue, meaning if your cargo had, okay, let's say 2.5 or 5% duties, so now you will pay 27.5 or 30% duty, okay? For products that have been applied by 15%, okay, some of the product deduct to 7.5% now instead of 15%, and some of the product that needed to be additional applied of 15%, it should went in December 2019, eventually cancelled, okay? But as a result of the coronavirus, the US government will not waive the import fees at all. This is for sure.
Judy is asking clarification about India. You say that we need a company in India. Does that mean that there is no way for us to buy from Indian suppliers when we don't have a company? I think she misunderstood. We were talking about importing into India. So basically, if you want to ship into India, you need your own company. But if you want to buy, no problem, right?
No problem, exactly. Yeah.
Does Rosenthal help with companies from India for exporting from India?
For export from India? Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
So Swaminathan once again asking, do you need a local company to be an Amazon seller in India and Mexico? In India, for sure. In Mexico, are you sure you need separate company? Yeah. Oh, wow. Do you know any tricks or how are there services which kind of help with that, or you are not sure so far?
About what? About opening a company in Mexico and India?
Maybe like selling in India or in Mexico without opening your own company, but maybe there are some services.
I know that you can send goods to the US and send it by FBA to Mexico, I think. But again, you need to send the whole cargo, and then the FBA, of course, it will not be for a prime seller. There is no way to ship goods from US to Mexico in 2 days. Mexico is almost a continent by itself. So yeah, this is the only way. But if you want to send cargo directly to FBA center in Mexico, so you must have a company there. Yeah.
Okay. So please tell us a little bit, what exactly can you help for Amazon sellers with logistics? So how does it work? They can submit you a contact form or call you. What's the best to contact you, and how do you help?
Yeah, so we have our email. Maybe I will write it down somewhere. I don't know.
Type it somewhere where you can in some chat, and we will publish this in the comments.
Email.
And
just that I will not do mistakes, Augustus. And my
okay.
telephone number is +972.
Okay, so we will get Amit's direct contact. So if you have any questions,
so everybody feel free to contact me by telephone, by email, by WhatsApp, by Messenger.
Okay.
You know, we have our Facebook page. I have my own personal Facebook page. You can contact me now. These days, you know, you can contact me almost in any platform, so there's no problem. Yeah, we are trying to support our customer with DDP or DDU service. If somebody understand what does it mean.
Okay, explain.
Yeah, so DDP terms meaning the cost will already be inclusive with duty and tax, and the DDU terms meaning the rate will be exclusive duty and tax. We are trying to provide DDP service because, you know, again, for sellers with no experience in logistics, it's easier to know that, let's say you pay, just for example, Augustus, okay, you're going to pay $150 per CBM all in, meaning you will not face afterwards duty or nothing, okay? You have your own rate and that's it. It's easy for seller usually to buy in such method, and honestly we are selling a lot of shipment under DDP, by the way, meaning delivery duty paid, okay? DDU meaning delivery duty unpaid. So yeah, this is a big advantage I think that we are providing as a service provider. And again, it's really depend on the HS code. HS code is the definition of the cargo itself, okay? Each cargo has its own definition worldwide, okay? So if you're talking about microphone, it has specific HS code worldwide, okay? So by that, customs know the product, okay? So we sell DDP terms depending on the HS code, depending on the cargo description, depending on the value. and we are trying by that support our customer with a rate that will be submitted also in the end of the process, and that we know from the beginning, okay, this is my rate, this will be our rate per unit, okay, and it easier to keep working and to have estimated cost for your business.
We have a question about importing into US. The person keeps hearing about ISF form. Maybe you can explain what is ISF form, but he says, can you please confirm if there are strict time requirements for completing this form before sending this shipment? So first, can you tell what is ISF form?
Yeah, this already is okay. It's a professional question, I can say. ISF is a form the freight forwarder company need to submit to U.S. Customs 2 days before vessel departed. Okay, meaning the vessel departed on April 5th. Okay, so you must
In China, if it departs in China.
China, yeah, or wherever, okay, the origin, okay? So you must submit the ISF to the US Customs 2 days in advance. Now, if you will not submit the ISF, the freight forwarding company, okay, not the client itself, okay, the seller have no idea about this issue, okay, but the freight forwarding company can punish by around $5,000. So a fine by $5,000. So this something needed to be done all the time, and yeah, this is one of the issue. This is, by the way, one of the issue why carrier asks to bring the container minimum 2 days before departure. This is one of the reasons, but again, this is something really behind the scene, and I don't think the seller need to know a lot about the ISF form because it's quite complex.
And usually Rosenthal would help and take care of this, right? Like seller doesn't
The
need, if they are working with you.
There is an issue like ISF form.
Mm-hmm.
Something done by Rosenthal, or by the way, done by any freight forwarder. Like it's a must. It's a must process done by freight forwarding company shipping goods to the US.
Judith says, so you are only providing freight. You don't do B2C fulfillment to an end buyer, right? You don't do. You just do shipping.
No.
Okay. And Mantas wants to know, what are the checkout options only via transfer? I'm not sure. Is it like how
I think payment when she means checkout.
payment to whom? To you,
me.
to Rosenthal?
I think so. I don't know.
Yeah, if you, Mantas, if you can clarify. But how do you take payments, Rosenthal? How?
Every method possible: credit card, bank transfer, Pioneer, TransferWise, and so on.
All right. So here are the Amit's direct contacts. So he's like locked out in his house, probably ready to answer your questions. But business is working as usual, right? Like if you need to ship something, no problem at the moment.
Yeah. We can say definitely that the epidemic, and the virus infect everybody. I don't think that logistics is different from any other businesses. There is other businesses damaged much more than the logistics company. Coffee shops, bars, restaurants. I don't know, personal trainers. Doesn't matter whom. Their business are closed. So just we are working. I can say that it's difficult to manage and running a business from home with two little children, hanging on me all the time, and needed to prepare meals and so on. But personally, we all our workers working with us. We didn't took anyone to material vacation. So for now, we are okay. We're shipping goods from China. We are working like crazy, and we are trying to support our clients all the time.
Great. I think thanks a lot, Amit, for coming and answering some questions in these hot times. Again, I will activate your contact information if someone needs direct help with questions related to shipping. So you can help shipping from any country from Asia, basically, right? If somebody needs to ship from Vietnam, India, and to US, you do a lot of shipments to US, but also you can help with shipments to Europe, right?
Listen, the main traffic worldwide are from China to US, but we are doing a lot of shipment to Canada, a lot of shipment to Australia, a lot of shipment to Europe, Germany, UK mainly. There was before the Corona some shipments also to Spain, to Italy, but now there is a huge problem with the Amazon specific warehouses there, so the volume decreased dramatically. Also, I don't see a lot of sellers selling in Italy and Spain now due to the situation. But yeah, in general, yeah, we are providing services from east of the world, from China, India, Singapore to wherever needed. Yeah.
And we have a question: do you ship containers from UK into US Amazon warehouses?
Yeah, definitely.
You can help, right? From UK to US.
Yeah.
And he's like asking also if it's easier to ship pallets to US.
Well, like if you ship goods to a FBA center, okay, FBA center, so does it matter to ship it by pallets or to ship it by loose cartons? Most of the time, we ship our cargo by loose cartons in order to have more space, and by that providing better rates to our clients. Okay, if you ship your own container, okay, so you can figure out whatever is better for you. Depending also on the goods, there is some goods you don't want the goods will move around a lot in the container, so better to put on pallets and shrink it, but again, it depends on the customer needs and depends on the situation. But yeah, we can ship it by loose cartons or ship it by pallets. Yeah, you can. What's the name?
Seaside Owen.
Seaside. You can contact me. I can definitely assist him with this. No problem.
Perfect. Okay, nice. So once again, thank you for coming here and answering questions. I will also share the link to your website to all the audience. It's ross-ecom.com. I think it's correct, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can visit this website of Amit. And thanks a lot. Don't know what else to say. So if you have questions, contact Amit directly.
This is the only thing I can say now to our clients and our audience.
Stay home, right? You said.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do think it's important, by the way.
All right. Thank you very much. And by the way, guys,
Thank you.
Yeah. And also, don't forget to subscribe if you're still here, so that you can receive notifications of new videos. And bye-bye.